friend of mine, Breeze, used to live here.
What happened to him?
He got shot in this room. My father and I used to work for him. We was tough little niggas like this. Breeze was strong, but he wasn't smart. Same routine every day. We always do that motherfucker.
So, what did you say about my dad?
Your pops knew. Breeze would be here at 7 o'clock. Let's check. He loved having you back. So we both came up after school, we broke in, and waited for him to come.
So, just scared?
Breeze didn't have time to get scared.
Post is a nickname, like, just between me and him.
Why ghost?
You know this guy Breeze, kids. He came up with Ghost. He said the kid had the ability to disappear. Never saw him coming, never saw him leave.
The whole story. Now confess to killing me.
Just how it reads. I love Breeze. He was a brother to me. He was family. But he got in my way, son, okay? So I had to get rid of him. But I gave him one last chance, though, okay? I asked him to change his mind. He forced my hand.
What's up, ugly ass niggas? This your boy J Miles, and I am back with another video. And you know what to do. If you're new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, leave a like, comment, let me know what you're thinking, but most importantly, make sure you share it with your glad friends. On today's video, we will be covering Power, Book 3, Raising Kanan, and this one right here is titled, Who is Breeze? The Top 5 Candidates. Now, as we all know, this guy Breeze has been killing us for 10 years now, at least. You know what I'm saying? He is the most infamous character of Power. He's the most mysterious. He's the one that we've been looking for so long. And obviously, a lot of us has done videos on who we think he is. A lot of us has been wrong. And you got a couple of them out there that people has been pushing that is still, you know, active. That could turns out to be him. Now, in this particular video, I'm going to be covering, in my opinion, the top 5 candidates that could turn out to be Breeze. Now, it could very much end up being none of these characters. As we know, it could be, you know, none of them. Because a lot of people believe that it's going to turn out to be a character that we never seen before, that we never heard of before. And he's just going to come out straight from the muscle and just say, my name is Breeze, and become the hideous species that he's going to be. So, without further ado, let's just go ahead and dive into this video. Now, we're going to start this thing off with none other than your boy Symphony. That is right. We're going to start things off with Symphony. Now, this one here, the reason why I have him listed at number 5, because in my opinion, of all the people that is going to be in this particular list, probably has the lowest percent chance of being him. Now, but then again, I don't know. He could be in front of some of these other folks, but in my opinion, as of now, I think he probably posed to be the lowest percentage. But I do got to give him some love, because a lot of people I seen more so in season 2. Not really after season 3 came out did I see anyone saying anything about it. Probably because, you know, Symphony wasn't in season 3. But yeah, they've been saying, you know, a lot of them has been saying that they believe he's going to turn out to be Breeze because of how he acts, his mannerism, and him being close friends with Kanan. His age isn't too much off of what they said to be him. So, he could match a couple of those descriptions. But let's just go ahead and go over all of the things that was listed, that Breeze's character was to be like. And see, does he check all the boxes? So, of course, like I put at the beginning of the video, we got the clips of what people said him to be like. The most famous one is, of course, Kanan was describing him saying that he was strong but not smart. And then he also said that he loved to watch Jeopardy every day at 7 o'clock. Tommy said that he was the one who gave Ghost his name because the kid had the ability to disappear. And of course, Ghost himself said that, Ghost, that Breeze, he loved Breeze, and that, he was like a brother to him, but he got in his way, so he had to get rid of him. But he gave one more chance, y'all know what he said. So with all of the things that were said about him, does Symphony match those descriptions? In my opinion, I would say no. And the most important one that I think box that he doesn't check is the one to be strong but not smart. Now, I could see Symphony possibly being strong because you can see he has heart. Whenever Rock needed him and stuff like that, he showed up. He didn't punk out. He was there for her and Kanan. Also, if you can remember, what was this, episode 1 or 2? I want to say it was 2 of the first season. Marvin tried to check him a little bit just to see, what type of person he was, and was saying he would mess him up. And Symphony wasn't afraid at all. He was like, I bet you won't, and stepped to him. So they let you know there that he's not a weak ass nigga. Like if it has to go down, he can throw down. That's what it looks like. So maybe he checks the strong part, but Symphony is very smart from what we've seen. So I would like to say he doesn't feel that description. And also, seeing him doing the same routines over and over again, I don't see him being that type of person either. So with that being said, I think it's safe to say we can eliminate Symphony. Next, we're going to go ahead and get to your boy Famous, because whether y'all believe it or not, I don't know how long y'all been watching the show Raising Kanan. It was a lot of channels and a lot of fans saying that they think Famous was going to merge into Breeze. Now, I always thought it was kind of crazy. I never was on the train of saying, yeah, it's Famous. I always thought it was kind of absurd. But hey, I gotta give it a little bit of love because a lot of people thought it. And I guess it could be a little possibility that this could be true. So let's go ahead and do the same thing with Famous. Strong but not smart. Well, as of now, we all know Famous ain't strong. But he damn sure ain't smart. So he does check that box. Doing the same routine over and over. I will say he does fit that description because he always was smoking and, smoking and rapping, and he pretty much wanted to do the same thing over and over. You didn't really just see Famous, wanting to do different things in his life and stuff. He pretty much focused his life on smoking and rapping. That's pretty much all he did, and girls. Now, as far as watching Jeopardy, as far as we know, maybe, no, he didn't do anything like that. It didn't look like he was a person that watched a lot of TV. But at the same time, though, he could develop it. So, like, maybe after he goes to jail for a while, who knows how long he's going to be in jail, he could develop that habit of watching Jeopardy in jail. And maybe he does toughen up in jail. You know what I'm saying? So that if all of that was to be true, then he could check a lot of boxes. And given Ghost the nickname Breeze, could we see Famous being the type to give folks nicknames? I don't necessarily think so. I mean, we do see him toughen up because, of course, we know he caught his first body in season 2 once he, tried to rob Freddy, but of course it was unsuccessful, and he ended up having to unalive Freddy. And this is probably the first step towards Famous going into a dark path, because you checked out my other previous videos about the new season of Raising Kanan. I told you I believe that a lot of these characters, that if they're not dark yet, they're definitely going to go down a dark path this season. So I think Famous does check a lot of boxes, but not necessarily the most important ones. Like I just don't see Famous becoming him. I mean, he doesn't watch. I don't see him developing a habit of watching Jeopardy. I don't think he's gonna ever become a character to be feared. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see it in him. I think he's gonna be one of those type of characters that he's not gonna be a pushover. Possibly, if you try to push him too hard, he might fight back, kind of like what he did with Freddy. But as far as just being a cold-blooded killer, I don't think so. So let's go ahead and scratch off Famous. Next, we're going to go ahead and look at your boy, Lulu. Now, Lulu was also a character that I seen a couple of people, jumping on. They're saying that it could be Lulu. So, like the other two characters, let's go ahead and do the same thing for Lulu, right? Strong but not smart. I would say Lulu's character, he's pretty strong. Like, he can fight. He'll take somebody out if he need to, I think. But in my opinion, I think Lulu is kind of smart. He's pretty calculative. You know what I'm saying? He thinks things over and stuff before he do it. Now, drunk Lulu, when he was ugly as hell, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't too smart. But when his head is, on a swivel and he, is focused, I say he's a pretty smart character. So that would possibly knock him off. But let me introduce something else that I also thought. Because me personally, I never thought Lulu was Breeze, but I will say this. If you've been following my channel long enough, you know that I've been saying that I believe Lulu is Ghost's father. Now, I'm not going to go back and forth with you little glad niggas in these comments about it. I will be doing another video on showing more proof that I believe, without a shadow of a doubt, you're going to see that Lulu is Ghost's father this season. Now, that video is coming. But, when I first saw the ending of the original Power, I thought that Ghost killed his father, right? I thought he unalived his father. And if that is to be true, that means, because I also thought that Breeze was Ghost's father, because it kind of made sense, you know what I'm saying? Like the like father, like son dynamic of Tariq taking out Ghost. And then you could tell by Ghost's expression, like on the last episode of the original Power, when he was about to get ready to get taken out by Tariq, you can kind of see it in his face. He was like, dang, this is the same position I was in when I took out my father. Like, he kind of gave that demeanor to me. Now, y'all let me know in the comments if y'all got that same thing from him, but that's how I saw it. So, with that being said, if by some kind of way Breeze turns out to be Ghost's father, then that would mean Lulu will be him. But I kind of moved away from that. I don't think Breeze is Ghost's father. I think he was just, like he said, a close friend to him. Like, cause if you see in this image here, where Tariq told Ghost to tell him about every murder, every drug deal that he's ever did, start with Breeze. And he said that Breeze was a friend to him, friend to him. Breeze was family to him. He was a brother to him. That's what he described him as, right? So, would you describe your father to be your brother? Probably not, right? Like, the odds of that happening is very slim. So I think that kind of eliminates that, and to me, ultimately eliminates Lulu. Because like I said, I believe he's his father. But I will throw this out before we get off Lulu. We do have to keep in mind that we've seen throughout the Power universe of kids referring to their parents by different names other than their, dad or mom. Like, for instance, the Tejadas. They used to call, Kane used to call Lorenzo instead of calling him Poppy or some of the times. And of course, they always called Monet instead of calling her Ma. I mean, did they ever call her that? Sure. They called her Ma, yes. But most of the time, they refer to her as Monet. And if you're just talking, if it's somebody that don't know who Monet is to them, you would think Monet is just a person that they know, not their mom. So is it possible that Ghost referred to, like, being in the life that they dealt with, Ghost was to refer to Lulu as his brother or something like that, or, anything other than his father? Is that possible? Like, did he train him up? Is it possible that Breeze trained his son up to be a soldier, similar to what Monet did with her kids? You know what I'm saying? Other than just being his kid. So keep that in mind. But next, we're going to go ahead and get to the next one. The next one is your boy Marvin Thomas. And of course, a lot of people was saying that it is Marvin too. And when I first started really watching Raising Kanan, I even kind of thought, okay, it might be him. But I kind of wanted to get on. I was kind of on the fence because he was, Kanan's uncle, and it was with Ghost taking out Breeze. You would think, dang, would Kanan be okay with, Ghost taking out his uncle? I don't think so, unless it was beneficial for both of them in some kind of way. So we don't see some very grimy things happen in the Power universe, so it's not impossible. You just gotta wait to see how the story is written. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into the characteristics again. Strong, but not smart. I think he feels that description more than anyone in the Power universe. Because we all know Marvin is very strong. He can fight. He can, he's an assassin. He's a hitman if he needs to be. And he dang sure ain't smart because he always messing stuff up. So he feels that description to the T. Now, let's go ahead and get to the other ones. Giving folks nicknames. Could possibly see that, because think about it. They said he gave Ghost, the nickname of Ghost. Gave James St. Patrick the nickname Ghost, right? Marvin is a jokester. He's always joking, cracking jokes on people and stuff like that. So could we see him possibly giving James St. Patrick the nickname? Sure. I can see him saying, yeah, we're going to call this little nigga Ghost. He always appearing and disappearing. I can see him saying something like that, you know what I'm saying? And giving him that nickname. So does he fit that description? Yes. And the part about him watching Jeopardy at 7 o'clock. Now, the reason why I have this particular image of him is because on episode 4 of the last season we just seen, of season 3, there was a scene where Marvin was sitting at home watching TV. Now, what time was it particularly during that time? I don't exactly know. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, it does look like it's daylight here. So, it might not been too late. But then again, you know, it is times where it could still be daylight at 7 o'clock. It just all depends on daylight saving and all of that, you know. But I was trying to listen and hear what he was watching. Does it seem to be like a game show and stuff like that? But I wasn't really able to directly tell. But anyways, he was sitting at home watching TV. And this is right before Jukebox, manager showed up to tell her that she made the group. So could it be possible that maybe Marvin was here watching Jeopardy here? I don't know, but I gotta say it's a possibility. So, is it possible? Like I told y'all, with the way they advertising this, I think that it is very much possible that Breeze will surface this particular season. But the question is it Marvin? Now, although he does check a lot of boxes, I gotta say, more than likely, I want to say it's not him, and that's more so because he is Kanan's uncle, and I just don't think that Breeze is gonna turn out to be Kanan's uncle. But hey, I wouldn't be super surprised if it turned out to be him. But I would say no. Now, let's go ahead and go to the next candidate. Of course, we don't have a face for this guy, so we're going to go ahead and go with the image D-Wiz brother, with the obituary that we got from the Power Choice Award, and they were showing Breeze's character, of course, and it says, "Loved brother, hothead, married to the game." That's another thing that's a kind of clue that we got for Breeze. And I think it's crazy that they give us this right before, the season of Raising Kanan comes. And I just think that they're preparing us because they know he's coming this next season, right? So, D-Wiz brother. Obviously, we haven't seen him yet. But we do have a few clues of what he is. Well, obviously, we know he's D-Wiz brother. And we have a couple of things to what D-Wiz brother supposed to be like. So, we got this information from his younger brother, D-Wiz. You know what I'm saying? Whose real name is Derek Washington, right? And he said that this was in season 1, that, he just got out of jail, and that his mother kind of liked it better when he was there because at least she knew where he was at. So that's giving us clues that he's the type of guy that, he's always moving around and he's never staying put. So you don't, know exactly where he's at. So like all the other people, let's go ahead and do the characteristics. Strong but not smart. Well, we don't really know that much of his character to determine whether he's strong or not, or was he not too smart. But we do have what we could call context clues, right? Because Derek said he's always moving around, and obviously he just got out of jail, so he probably ain't the smartest of characters. He's always in and out of jail, according to what D-Wiz gave us. And the smartest of people don't go to jail a lot. They get away with it, especially in the Power universe, right? So the fact that he's always going in and out of jail, he's probably not too smart. And the fact that he's going to jail probably means he's probably kind of strong. You know what I'm saying? So, strong but not smart could be a possibility for him. Now, whether or not we know he's the type to give people names and stuff like that, we don't know because we haven't seen him. Also, the part with Jeopardy, we also don't know because we haven't seen him. But we do have another clue. When Rock was approaching Kanan in that same episode, she went to ask him about, D-Wiz brother. She said she knows that he's a wild boy and that he probably had gas laying around the house. And also, if you paid attention when Derek was talking, D-Wiz was talking about his brother getting out. Rock and Lulu looked at each other and they gave each other kind of, bothersome look. They were like, that little nigga out? Dang. So it kind of looked like, from what I seen with them, that the mind is hell. And they like, okay, that ain't good. Probably because they knew that they had plans to take out D-Wiz in order to save Kanan. So they was probably thinking like, this might pose a problem. You know what I'm saying? This might pose a problem for us if we do this. But of course they had to do what they had to do. So with that being said, also I want to throw this out for D-Wiz brother. Two other points. One thing, historically in the Power universe, they love to talk about characters but not bring them on until sometimes a couple of seasons later. Like you can hear of them, but you don't see them. Couple of examples of that is the Jimenez cartel. We heard about the Jimenez cartel since season 1 of Power, but we didn't see them on screen until season 4. The same can be said for Milan. We heard of them from Vladimir, but we didn't see him until season 3. Same thing about Jason, even though they referred to him as Chicago, but they were still the same person, and we didn't see him until season 4. So, just a couple of examples of characters that they talk about, or even we can do it in Raising Kanan too. They talked about Ronnie in season 1, but we didn't see him until season 3, right? Let me see. Who was another one that we heard about? But yeah, like Marvin, it's a new character that's showing up in this new season. I forgot his name. But Marvin talked about him in season 1, and now in season 4 he's going to surface. I can't think of his name right now. But the bald-headed guy. For those of y'all that's hardcore Power fans, you know who I'm talking about. So, with that being said, could we see the same thing for D-Wiz brother? And he turned out to be Breeze. Maybe. And also, lastly, I wanted to put out there that keep in mind we just got through watching book 2, and we've seen the character Marcus Zion Washington. And he so happened to have the same last name, and I connected the dots that I believe he's probably related to D-Wiz, and he could turn out to maybe even be the son of D-Wiz. I mean, the son of Breeze. If D-Wiz brother does turn out to indeed be Breeze. And then they could be, giving us a parallel. You know how Ghost killed Breeze in an apartment, and then his son get killed by Ghost, unalived by Ghost's son in an apartment just like them. So there could be a parallel that they're doing there. You know what I'm saying? So could it be D-Wiz brother? I say it is a high possibility. It could very much turn out to be him. Now, last but certainly not least, we got to go to your boy, Unique. Now, a lot of people, I would say right as of now, where we presently stand, Unique has the most attention as far as being Breeze. Now, a couple of channels were saying it from the very beginning. Now, the only one that I know of that's been saying it for a very, very long time is Getting It How I Live. He's been saying it for a while. And then a couple of other channels such as Power Book Multi Cinema and Fan, Fair Play, his channel. He jumped on it, and NATO Mighty also said something about it as well. But to my knowledge, Getting It How I Live was on it the longest. And me personally wasn't really feeling it. I didn't think it was him. I thought it was his brother Ronnie, because his brother Ronnie fit all of the boxes. Like, he checked every last one of them. But like a lot of people was telling me, he was a red herring. They was fooling us, making us think it's him, just to have him taken out in the season finale. But let's go ahead and go back to Ronnie real quick. Because the strong but not smart, we definitely know this nigga kind of seemed a little slow, but he was definitely strong. So he definitely checked that box. Showing up, he had the ability to show up and just appear places and stuff like ghosts and stuff like that. So it kind of would make sense if he was to, take a liking to Ghost and give him the nickname Ghost, because he was doing the same thing, right? And then, of course, watching Jeopardy, they showed us that he loved to watch his TV shows late at night. They told us that because Unique confirmed it when he was talking to Vanessa, so he checked that box. And let's see, what else was said about him? Being close to Ghost. I mean, we could have just, he could have later on met Ghost and did that. But anyways, I'm saying all that to say is I think that it could be a genetic, trait. That, it would kind of make sense that since, Ronnie was like that Unique may pick it up as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, possibly some kind of, brain damage that was done to him makes him turn out to be exactly like the person he despised. Make him super paranoid and stuff like that. Probably always want to be in the house, do the same thing over and over. I can see him turning out to be that, just like his brother. Because his brother was just like who they said Breeze was to be like. So, in my opinion, as of now, Unique probably has the highest possibility, especially with them taking him out, looking like they took him out at least, and just to bring him back, he could very much turn out to be our guy. Now, I would say it's between him and D-Wiz brother, but hey, it might turn out to be a totally different person that ain't neither one of them glad niggas. So, we just never know. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, pretty much that's all I got. I know this video turned out to be pretty long. We're currently looking at 30 minutes of talk time from me right now, and that's not including the extra edits that's going to be added to it. But hey, I just wanted to cover all 5 of these characters that and describe who I think has the highest possibility to be Breeze this coming season. So, of course, like usual, I would definitely love to hear what y'all thoughts are in the comments. Who do you think is going to turn out to be Breeze, and why? And do you think I possibly got it right? And do you think my order is right? Let me know in the comments. So, but, like usual, if you're cool with me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Leave a like, comment, let me know what you're thinking. But most importantly, make sure you share with your glad friends. But until the next video, I'm out.